Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Kieran Bartlett. Today's guests are no other. What the fuck? Today's guests are none other. Does that sounds weird? Is not right. Today's guests. Today's guests.
We're not nuns.
Are the two nuns. They are the hosts of the Mudblood podcast. We have Paddy McDonnell and Willie T in the house. William Thompson. Sorry. I like saying Willie T.
I don't mind people saying Willie T.
That's good. It's a good brand. Anyway, today's episode is sponsored by NordVPN. Get on over to nordvpn.com/noblasters where we're giving you a mad discount on your subscription for this brilliant VPN service. If you're going, what the fuck is a VPN? Is that like a visible panty line? It's not. That's VPL. See? VPN is virtual private network. So basically what it does is it adds several layers of protection to your data and your identity when you're online. It's sort of basically like maybe even a triple or quadruple bagger, like, you know what I mean? You're maybe out on a date, you're not sure if you want to snake in there. You can with NordVPN. So just stick on about 4 dingers right now anyway. So basically the point of a VPN is, as I say, to protect you, but also you get like nice little bonuses with it where you want to watch American Netflix from here, you can. You're an American, you want to watch your Netflix here, you can. You want to get subscriptions in other countries and things like that, you definitely can. You go on, it's really simple. 1 click, you activate it, and all the protection kicks in and all those benefits kick in. So get on over to nordvpn.com/noblasters. NordVPN, an OG sponsor of ours. We love them. They love us. I also want to take 2 seconds and just quickly plug our Patreon over at patreon.com/noblasters. Every week, every Thursday, you get an episode of No Blasters Extra Time, which is another whole episode of No Blasters. You also get weekly updates from me, actually bi-weekly updates, that's 2 of them. Not weekly updates on my new lifestyle, and you also get Smells Bitch in our cookery segment, and you get the Noodle Bar, which is our improv musical comedy segment. It's a fucking great time. Patreon.com/noblasters. Last thing, buy my fucking SSE tickets. Do it now. I'm being aggressive. Buy them. See now, fucking buy my tickets now. All right. It was too aggressive. Anyway, today's guests are here. Let's get stuck in. We're all the sort of point of this show. A wee bit of an Edinburgh preview. We're all going. We're all fucking filling our monks with shit because
you'll all be there now.
We're all in Edinburgh right now, so our houses are empty. Feel free, right? Please don't.
Mine's
please don't
not.
do that.
There's
Mine's
an
not,
Alzheimer-ridden man in mine, like, so you have to get past
Kids in
him.
away
Are
from
you related to him? Or?
You know what's grim about that at the start of every podcast?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you called for your mate and he was about to get his dinner? Do you remember? This?
Yeah.
And his man would go, "You can come in. He's to get his dinner before he goes anywhere. I haven't enough to give you, Ellie." And you're sitting there, and they're all having their dinner, and they're having family discussions, and there's no TV in the kitchen, and you're just sitting, sort of looking at different things, and they're just that's what that's.
I used to hate sitting through other people's family talk.
That's what I mean.
That's the worst.
It's just well, that's like.
Do you know what I mean? I had a mate. I had a mate growing up who we were all scared of this guy's dad because he was just an aggressive cunt. Like, sorry to bring him out down, but he's a scary bastard. Like, you know, like if he ever went, "Do you want to come in with him?" You'd be like, "No, I'm already inside."
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He was a scary bastard.
Do you ever have to call for your mate and he's getting bait upstairs and you have to just sit downstairs like?
Occasionally you would have heard him getting fucking bait, and you'd be just.
Tell your wee friend they can fuck off too, and you're like,
yeah, and will you tell us to stop fucking rapping that door?
Yeah,
we're like, we're kids. Like it's normal to once a day down and go, "You coming out, mate?"
Yeah.
Like,
but someone's dad's doing the night shift and he's going fucking mental.
Mate, that guy, he was fucking crazy. There was also ones who lived a bit closer to me and I was mates with, and they had a door. They had a door on, like, you know, on like a snib, and they would leave it locked during the day. And there was times where basically one of their kids, they just used to fucking leave him out in the street all day. And like if he came and rapped the door, they would just be like, "Nah." Like, you stop running in and out of the house, so we just leave him outside.
My parents did that to me a couple of times.
He drank out of a puddle one time, that's a true story.
Okay, I never did that.
I saw him doing that, and I went, come up to my house and get you a fucking glass of water. And I was only about 7. I was like, this is fucking rare.
He was drinking out of a puddle.
He did. He drank out of a fucking puddle one day. Like, mate, I saw him doing it. Went, what are you doing? He goes, can't get into the house. And I went,
it's like the West Belfast version of Oliver, isn't it?
yeah. Aye, Oliver. So here we're all going to Edinburgh. So tell us about. We're in Edinburgh, right? What's your show, Willie? Where is it? What's the crack?
My show is The Hand You're Dealt. It's in the Pleasance Courtyard at 5:30.
This guy.
Please
Every
come.
day.
It's very autobiographical show. It's all about growing up in a wee council estate with cerebral palsy. Of course it is. It's me.
Nice.
I've previewed it. It's fucking great. It's very good.
So every day, what's your day off? I know you have a day off.
14th.
Every day apart from the 14th.
You may see me on the 14th. I may be on edibles that day.
Yeah.
I might be. Who knows? I'm definitely.
You said you were going to take edibles and go and see the worst reviewed shows of the Fringe, which is fucking sensational. I'm shitting myself about that stuff. I don't think people are gonna review me well.
No, but I don't mean like.
I know you're not talking about my show.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think people are gonna review me well.
See, I hope they do because I have made my show a wee bit more.
You've Edinburgh.
I have Edinburgh up my show. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which, to be fair, it naturally fits what it was. It's not like it's like my stand-up set normally, and then at the end I go like, "Hey guys, I was trying for a baby and it didn't happen." It's a very natural thing. Yeah. Where sometimes you go see Edinburgh shows and it's like a 40-minute club set, and then they go, "By the way, my grandmother was anemic and it was very difficult."
Yeah. I hate that bit. I hate those bits.
Do they do that?
Yeah, it's like here's like an average normal what you think comedy is, 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then either jammed into the middle of that or after you get like guys, see, growing up where I grew up in the way I grew up has made me into this cunt, and you should feel sorry for me, and also
I didn't know this was a thing.
Growing up I was 5'2" and had alopecia. It was very difficult.
Well, you're practically doing that with the title of your show, like.
Alopecia sounds like somebody. Doesn't al?
Well, my show is. I'm slagging it. Yeah.
Like,
I won't. That's why it's that. I'm slagging it, and I have done it.
I'm sort of going like the only thing you haven't done is put a disabled badge in the front.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bring you on stage at the end.
Well, you're not, because I'm not gonna be at your show.
This is the third time I've tried to make this joke, and I feel like I have to.
Go ahead, go.
I'll just say it's shit, but I have to say it because my body's going.
Go.
Alopecia sounds like somebody who would have been involved in the 16 Rising now. I'm annoyed at myself that I couldn't come up with a better one for the third time. But anyway, he sounds like an Irish leader.
Is there German shampoo called alopecia? Am I wrong?
Oh, Alpecin. Yeah.
It's not far off.
Yeah, it's fucking stinking. It's real like.
Have you tasted it?
No, yeah. It's real. It's real like hard chemical shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like your wee nice shampoos that comes out smelling all like shampoo.
Yeah.
It comes out and it fucking smells like it's come out of an engine. It's fucking rad.
See, this is the part of the internet I fucking hate.
What?
Because I see one clip of some guy going, "Don't be using this shit," and it's a shit you use.
Yeah.
Because it's full of chemicals and it's killing you, and you're going. Then I go, and then go into it.
I know.
And then when you read shit, like,
I know when you read what's in this,
like,
it's also the same shit.
That's what's gonna kill us.
This
the
is
shampoo we're using.
This has happened to me though.
That's what I mean. I hate the internet for what I love the internet for other things, but see that I fucking hate it because it freaks me out. Then I start going.
It's Redox has made me fat. That's what's happened. There's one.
You don't eat it, Karen.
I know there's one.
I know the fact you're just in the fucking supermarket tasting it. Like Africa doesn't taste like fucking Africa.
Through Tesco bath cream.
What's Africa taste like?
What's Africa taste like?
Like
the
fucking
Serengeti. But very dry.
There's what do you call it? I went through this same thing recently about antiperspirants, right? So I was reading. I really did. No, not eating them. I prefer the roll-on. No, there was this. I was like, because we got in. Chloe saw like a couple of videos that were about like, do you know that these chemicals that are in like normal antiperspirants are fucking like seriously grim, like they're what's the word for stuff that's cancer causing? There's a word
cancerous.
For it. Carcinogenic, that's the word, yeah. So cancerous. So there's So
I'm not also wrong. I'm technically
no,
not wrong.
I know, but it's like so. I know, but like I could have come up with cancerous myself.
Cancer my theorem. For
So like I think there's like it's something to do with like magnesium or something that's in it. So we then looked at like all these different ones. Now there's one that you can get that's called Mitchum. That's like supposed to be like a hardcore fucking
organic one.
healthy fucking whatever. As dear as fuck. Mate, see when you put it on, you might as well fucking chew a hubba bubba and slap it on in there and just go, listen to how sticky that is. Like it's fuck mate. It's so grim. So like then there's these ones that you get that are like stones. Have you seen this? Like an antiperspirant stone.
Yes, I've seen this.
It's like it looks like a fucking sex toy, right? And you're supposed to like, I think you wet it and then fucking, right? And then
It does sound
I know, and then
Kieran just spit.
just haggle on it, yeah. I know.
That's if you have a sweaty hole, that's a dream. That's the perfect product for you.
And then so, but I've ended up. See, I always used to use Sure because a lot of
Sure?
like record ones like that, and the Lynx ones would like give me like. I have a wee sensitive skin, like, so I get
Do
a
you
wee.
get the Sure roll up?
I have that.
That's
No,
probably-
no, the stick. I have the roll on, the one that has the wee
The one
ball in
that
it.
pushes out the wee stuff.
No, I have the ball, but I know the one you're on about.
That's the best one.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah.
It's not. It has.
Sure is. I think Sure is the best. Like,
Sure, when we were kids, you'll remember this, right? I'm sure you will, right? Do you remember the advertisement was they got a piece of cardboard and there was a tick in the back? Yeah. They spread it onto the back of some bird.
I
some
do remember
fella,
that, yeah, and it's like the tick.
I don't say
Yeah.
bird anymore, you're not.
No.
Some girl. Can we edit that out?
Yeah. Some woman.
Some bird.
Yeah.
I'd definitely get pulled about that on Facebook. And then they would claim a rock in fucking Africa.
I
or
know,
a thing.
mate, I always wonder
And
about
when they
this
got
stuff.
to the top, the rest of their body was like an ocean, but
See,
that one part was dry.
This is the thing that I sort of take umbrage with as well. Is have you ever seen like doof pad adverts? I'm sure you're not allowed to say that, but like those.
Doof pad?
Dude,
Yeah. No doof.
Doof
When
pad?
you're on your doof.
See, if you told me you went to see them in Oxygen in 07, I'd believe you.
Who doof pad?
Doof pad?
Well, I was at doof for, but so it was doof for your doof, right?
Yeah.
You're on your doof, which is your
Yeah.
period. But when you were pregnant, you're up a duff.
Ah, yeah.
Why did
I
it
don't
change?
know.
Why did
I don't know.
I've not, doof to me is like when you listen to techno music and it has a heavy bass line. That's a bit
Yeah.
of doof.
No, but see,
doof
that's
on it?
doof, but then there's doof, which is
Doof, which
she's
is-
on her doof right now anyway. Or even better, oh, he's on his doof right now anyway. So when my issue with the adverts for those products, I have two issues. Firstly, up until quite late in my life, I thought that a period was blue because of the adverts. True story. True story. I'd be
you
like
thought women were
blue.
dropping the blue?
Dropping blue out of them, aye. Like, I mean, I'm going to say quite late in my life. I mean, I went through school, did biology, and still thought maybe the blood goes blue or something. That's why,
Oh, that's too late to realise.
isn't it? I mean, I'm not,
True
I'm not being a dick. I
I
was
believe you.
probably
There was-
literally over 20.
Well, I
when-
didn't because
yeah.
very early on I knew a wee girl who would say, well, if you put your fingers down there, you'll get jam sandwiches.
Definitely can't say that, but here it's fine.
It was a girl. It was a girl said it.
It was a
girl
girl
said
said
it.
it. It wasn't me.
Supported speech.
She used to say
Paddy
it.
has privilege, all right? He's allowed to say this.
But it
wasn't him said it, it was wee Shell
would
the
have
dude said it.
And I
Shell wasn't
remember,
him.
I remember somebody says it in school, like somebody says that, aye, your wee man and wee woman, they done it, and she hadn't even had her period yet. And I was like, aye, my mate's done it, and he hasn't had his period yet. And all the girls
Unbelievable.
are like, because you didn't know. I didn't know
Unreal.
what a period was.
Rangers player,
I had-
Kamal Doof. Anyway,
So
so
I had to my man and go, what is a period? And she was like, why? Who was saying this? And I was going, do you know such and such down the street? She was saying if you put your hand down, you get jam sandwiches. My man
oh
went down
my
to your door.
god.
That's how I remember
Two
it.
loaves of bread.
I went down to your door and was like, she's telling him he get jam sandwiches and he puts his fucking hand down
Oh
there.
my god. No. So anyway,
So to revert to the original
so-
point, Edinburgh can be quite artsy. Yeah.
But anyway, blue period's one thing, but my other thing is that same shit where it's always like the adverts always start off with a woman being like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of this fucking high intensity tennis match, or I am out climbing the rocks. Ah, bollocks, moment period." I'm like, see any woman I've ever known when they're on their period, you know what they're not? They're not doing high intensity tennis. You know what they're doing? Watching fucking Desperate Housewives on the sofa, going, "I don't deserve it. Can you buy me chocolate?" Like that's
With a hot
Do you know what I
water
mean?
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the hot water bottle's crucial.
Yeah.
See a hot water bottle, key to a fucking happy marriage. There you go. You fucking get used to filling that hot water bottle. Great times. That's not a euphemism. Anyway, yes, Willie, to revert to the original point, Edinburgh, right? I'm sitting too close now. I can't do anything right, can I?
He's on his
better.
doof.
So-
He's on his doof.
I'm not. Can't.
Get the cowl going faster.
So, I know some people are probably going, oh, here we go. 3 fucking white hairy guys sitting talking about parents. Fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck up. Yeah. Now, Paddy, you have an Ember show. What's the crack with?
It's called Paddy McDonnell Live.
Right,
It's
okay.
just, I'm not going down the road of doing a show because the way I'm going is do I do the first show, which is on the Tools 1, do I do on the Tools 2, do I do fucking... I can't remember what the last one was called, and then there's fucking stories. So,
Yeah.
man, I'm not doing a show. I'm only going for 2 weeks, so my idea is to do Paddy McDonnell Live, which is going to start with crowd work and then go into stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people can come and see it twice, 3 times,
Yeah,
4
yeah.
times if they want. And it's on at 7:20 every day at Georgia Square. This is a big deal for
What's
me.
the
that I
dates you're
actually-
doing, though?
The 2nd till the 16th. And it's for the Underbelly. So Georgia Square. And the wee coup
Right.
next door to Frank Skinner.
Nice.
I know.
Nice. Are you looking forward?
Go and see him.
Are you looking forward?
I am, but at the same sense I'm going... It's one of them ones. It's like going on a date. You know, you're going to get... Not raped sexually. Raped fucking financially.
Oh, I thought the pause was you trying to think of a different word.
No, I mean, do you know, it's like knowing you're going on a date, it's going to be a nice meal, and she's a nice girl, but there's nothing in it for you, you know what I mean? It's like you're not getting nothing out of this. You're going on the date, you're having the meal, and then at the end of it, it's just, you're just going to be down a couple of £100 for the date.
Oh, what a fucking phenomenal description of Ember.
Word.
I didn't know what he was about to say. I
But
can't believe-
that's what I mean, like, it's just, the accommodation,'s $3,000 for 2 weeks.
I know, no, it is. It's absolutely
And you're
stinking.
going, now don't get me wrong, it seems like a nice, I'd probably get there and that photos were from 1911 or something and it'll be a shithole. But it's one of them ones that's cost me money. This, do you know, when you go to do gigs now, this is work for us. This is work.
It is work, no, mate. It's fucking. This
And
is
if-
gonna be
if
hard
someone
fucking work.
said-
Like.
If somebody said to you, here's the crack, this is what I'm offering you, you're going to work every day for the next lot of days, you may not, it may cost you money.
Yeah, yeah.
We would go, sorry mate, no
Yeah,
thank
you would, yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't do it because it's Edinburgh and you feel like, oh fuck no, I need to do this.
Yeah, yeah. I have a wee feeling of that. I have a wee need. I think so. I did like we did the ones last year with Colin and Aaron, where we went over for a few days. And how long did you do? About 4 or 5 days.
I did about 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I had a great time.
It was good.
But then I'm also like telling myself that we were able to sort of go over and be in like a relatively carefree. Like,
There's no pressure.
yeah, there's no pressure. We
because
didn't.
it's not your single show.
Yeah, we
you weren't worried about selling
Plus,
tickets.
we're all weekends, so
Yes.
like
It's all busy.
the show, like all the shows I did were sold out. So
Yeah.
but that's like on the strength of 3 of us being on.
Yeah.
So there was no pressure to sell tickets. If I picked up spots, it was great, but I didn't need them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then because I wasn't advertising anything, so it's not like I'm going, fuck, I need more spots to advertise this. And then we were also able to be in party mode in terms of like, I mean, obviously I'm not bombing drinks or anything, but like, you know,
You had a
not
pack of
drink?
party rings. You're
not
like,
drink?
let's go, boys.
yeah.
Do you not drink?
No, not really. I'll have a few over here, like, but I'm bringing some stuff with me. I'm bringing stuff to make cosmopolitans. I actually am.
There is off licenses in Scotland.
No, but I'm just bringing it. Well, already.
Are you driving over?
Aye. Why would it
What
not bring
date-
it with
what
me?
date are
I
you
have it
driving
on. I
over
have it in
Oh,
the
do you
house.
have it in the house? I thought you were back.
We're
in
already
the
there, so how did you get over?
What? Oh, I brought my car.
Yes.
Good, Paddy.
What day are you going on?
I went on the 2nd, and
right.
or no, sorry, no,
You
I'm
went on the 1st?
I went on the 1st.
Early?
The first show, midday. Aye, first
I'm on
show.
before you.
First show is 2nd.
What
Yes.
time was your ferry at?
I think 11:30 or something.
Mine's is
Oh,
half
you're on a
7.
different one than me.
Right.
We're
Are
all
you going the phone?
yeah, we're all on completely different ferries.
Maybe we'll meet.
9:30
That night?
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, but I'm
from?
staying in Glasgow on the first night.
Belfast.
There's no half 9, man.
There's.
There isn't.
Well, I've got it.
I
Well,
thought it was
there you
half
go.
7 and half 11.
Let me
Yeah.
double check. It might be 11:30 then. 2 seconds.
Willie can't remember what furry he got a couple of days ago. So I got I'm staying in Glasgow on the first night.
So am I.
Are you? Yeah, I didn't fancy going all the way to Edinburgh from the boat to her.
But I'm going to go up to Edinburgh and then come back to Glasgow. Because you need to go in to see the room, because you can't get into the room on the day.
I heard that, but right. So this is the thing. I'm being told not to worry about that.
I would.
Right? You just can't get into the room.
You're not allowed into the room until your slotted time on the day.
Yeah, no, that.
Speak for yourselves, because I have a tech rehearsal the day I arrive. Like.
No, but that's the first.
Yeah.
Paddy's on
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
Paddy's
He's
saying
not-
on the second.
So
I haven't been told.
Standing line times here.
I haven't- I haven't
Trust
been-
me, standing line times 7:30. It takes 2.5 hours for a boat to go across, and then 2.5
I'm
hours
on one
to
of
go
them.
back.
I'll
Right?
be here.
I thought they have two boats, though, do they?
No.
There's only one of them. Mental.
I'm taking the car though as well.
Aye, I'm taking the
So I was
car.
thinking of that much luggage. See if I
Are you taking the
That's-
car?
I'm doing the car, but that's why he says I'll take over any flyers for people. and stuff.
Aye. I think you need the car, like.
Oh, 100%. Just
If you're going to be there for the whole month,
Look,
I don't want to be.
I'm
if
very
the
fortunate.
accommodation's a shithole, sleep in the car.
Aye.
I'm very fortunate though that I won't need it to get about, because my accommodation's 5 minutes from the venue.
You love that, don't you?
Mate, that's the sexiest thing I've
You'd
ever.
still be walking funny up till it.
Yeah, because I'll be walking about all day.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll
My
still.
word.
You still will be.
I hope your fucking gout plays up and you have to limp too.
I hope my gout does play up.
We gouty cunt.
Do you know what I hope?
Walk like Willie T.
Do you know what I hope happens? I hope we all sell well and we all have a great time.
Is anybody
Nah,
sold?
I hope he gets
is
gout
anybody
more than
sold-
anything, that's what I
Is
hope he
anybody
gets.
sold out any weekend show shit?
No.
I'm close to it with the first weekend.
I've won.
I have no sellouts.
One
so
Friday
far.
night sold out, and I'm like, is that the day all the West Belfast ones
That's great,
decided
though.
to go over?
I don't have any sellouts. I think there's tickets going for every show,
Yeah.
but like low numbers. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it's not great.
No, it was like 110 like a week ago for me across the board, and then just this one Friday night, and they're like, this is went fucking mental. It's the first Friday night, so they're like,
Right,
that's a
aye.
good sign.
Yeah.
That's already sold.
Mine went up drastically in the past 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
think because it's getting closer and I'm just
Well, you got a
constantly
good
going.
rate up in Chorley.
I did.
So
And then I
you'll
did
have-
that fast fringe as well. Which is like they have like 28 acts on.
You
they all
probably
do
have
4
a
minutes.
better opportunity for reviewers.
That's kind of
Yeah.
what my thing's
because
geared
of the-
towards.
Yeah. You will compared to us because
Yeah.
you'll just be like,
I'm a fat white guy with no disability.
Yeah.
well, I have a
I-
disability, but it's not documented.
I'm a wee disabled. The only guy from West Belfast I'm not
Gout
documented.
is not seen as a disability, but trust me, you cannot walk with it.
He loves it. Like
It's like saying to Paddy,
Gout
like,
awareness.
your miracles aren't the same as Jesus' ones. Do you know what I mean? It's just, isn't it? Like, do you
well, a
not
wee
think
bit.
so?
I mean, I don't know if you're comparing yourself to
Yeah.
Padre Pio or
No,
Jesus.
I'm not. I'm using
Or
that
both.
for
I
the,
give
like,
you the
show.
miracle of
like
inflamed
Jesus.
joints.
Jesus is like the miracle man, but Padre Pio was doing the same sort of shit, and he wasn't really seen. And then they're like, "Oh,
Who's
we'll make
Padre
this in."
Pio?
Padre Pio.
He was from the New Lodge.
Who's Padre Pio?
Yeah, that's what I asked. He have gout?
He's a saint, William.
All right, okay.
But he
Nice
was,
guy?
What?
Nice guy or a literal saint?
Hasn't he? I think he has actually. He's been made into a saint.
That's
Canonised,
like
as
that's
they say.
like being a supporter of Scottish football to him.
What's
and he's
that?
just Premier League.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
And
gone,
you go, oh look, no Panini sticker.
who's George Kiddetti?
Fucking yeah.
it's
And
George
he's
Kiddetti.
like, who? Yeah.
Sensational Portuguese striker. He was shite everywhere apart from Celtic.
And then
So
he
he was
left.
shite.
Listen to this one. He left Celtic because his parrot was homesick.
That's the shittest excuse ever.
They used to sing.
There's only
Fucking-
one George Cadetta.
Yeah.
He's just
Sticks
in training
the ball
going,
in.
my bird just isn't loving it here. My bird's just having a terrible time, then brings his parrot.
On his shoulder. And they're going, why are you wearing an eye patch? You can't do.
My bird
He
shit
had
on me
to be
last
heading
night.
back to Portugal now. Arr.
So like, Padre Pio was a guy. He had stigmata.
Do you know what stigmata is?
The wound,
Is that
the
the thing
wounds of
underneath your foreskin?
Yes, that's it.
Right, okay.
Yep.
the wounds of Christ would appear on this guy,
if you
and he
did
would
that.
bleed from them.
Okay.
So he had sore hands essentially. Like, but I mean, an understatement.
I know a fella that gets the bandage of Padre Pio for
Well, see,
people
yeah,
who's sick.
you can get
It's a relic.
like there's relics of him. Man, his blood is meant to be like have healing properties.
There was a fella I worked with in January.
Look at Dan's wee face.
He genuinely used to be late for work sometimes, and you were like, "What's a crack?" And he's like, I had to go to fucking Dundalk to get fucking Paddy Pio's relic.
Or they have like mitts, like wee gloves that he used to wear that they give to people on it.
I genuinely thought he had a
Paddy
dog
Pio
called Paddy Pio.
mittens.
Yeah.
He's like, these are very holy. They're fucking
Yeah.
mittens. That's ridiculous, man.
Love gloves, that's what I call them.
Wank sacks.
So like,
There's nothing like having a wank with a fingerless glove, Paddy Pio, isn't
or
there?
drip mitts. So he used to.
Blood coming through too.
He used to give them. He used to do like. He was like a preacher and whatever. Like he was. I think he was a monk, wasn't he? He wore one of them. Was he Franciscan? Dan, this is.
I think you're right.
He wore the
Brown,
the
fucking Moses sandals,
yeah.
fucking.
And he was in the 20th century though, like, and he fucking, you're a wee dick. You asked me who he was, wee dick.
He doesn't know.
And he's been him and Mother Teresa, I think, were the two ones that get pushed through.
Willie goes full.
Oh, look at that! Look at my knowledge. Look at my
Willie
taggy knowledge.
Willie goes full fucking proddy, right?
Yeah.
But see, deep down, his wee granny's a Fenian.
Oh, he loves it.
Knows all this because there's
Yeah.
a Paddy Pio laid up fucking picture in the house, isn't there?
She's not. She keeps it to
She
herself.
covers it. She
keeps it to
covers it
herself.
over the 12th.
you know
but the
what's
rest
one
of
of
the
the
Keeps her
weirdest-
Catholicism outside the house.
Do you know what was one of the weirdest, taggiest things I've ever seen? Whenever we were shooting Thick As, the pilot for Channel 4, in the wee
Child of Prague.
in the wee bog. In the way, it was close. It's close. In the wee bog of this flat that was opened to us for us as our toilet, right? This flat, by the way, bizarre. A lot of cat stuff around, and like scratching posts for cats and all. Loads of them just sitting about. But like, I just walked in for a piss, but it was this tiny wee bog at the front door, and the light didn't work. But in it, there was a light up Sacred Heart that was red, that had a red LED in the middle of it, and that was the light. And it was like, it felt very much like pissing in a toilet in a brothel or something because of the weird dark red light. But then also you're like, Jesus is exposing his heart to me while I slash in front of him. Like, it was very weird.
My granny had one where he followed you. No,
The eyes.
I was like, I don't think that was the real Jesus.
Yeah.
Sure not. He just
Disco
had some
Jesus.
man.
I know.
Every time you left the room, it just
Yeah.
come on.
He usually says, "Come follow me," not "Can I follow you?" You know.
Come on to me. Get out of this bathroom.
Catholic faith is a lot of that symbolism.
Isn't it? And a lot of like
Rosary beads.
a lot of
that
like,
ball.
and that's why he's better now. And you're like, or the treatment.
My
You
boy
know,
Martin Luther got rid of all that. No, I mean,
if you can tell me where he fucking nailed his little protest to the wall, William.
on to
I'll give-
the door
I'll give
of the
you a
Church
tenner.
of England, I believe.
No. Germany.
Yes, but if you tell me where, William, I'll give you. Do you know what?
That church is a location.
I'll give you £100. Do you know what I'll do? I'll flyer for you personally, all Edinburgh.
If I can tell you
I'll
where.
tell you what to do. Go into the lower Shangle where Janet
Württemberg,
Downs from. They have a
or-
full mural of him fucking doing it.
Yeah, because this will piss you off.
Knowledge.
This will piss you off because I know exactly where it was from. So you ready to flyer for me?
I just said it. I literally just said it.
Well, I was busy listening to him talking about Johnny at
Go
her.
on, where?
Nah, I don't know.
See.
That means you to fly for him.
Nope,
So
didn't say it.
what I realise none of you are going to ask me about my Amber show, so
I
I'll
was
just
about to
intro
say-
myself. Thanks, mate.
Mate, go ahead. Where's your show?
I'm currently playing in the Teviot in the billiards room every night.
Teviot?
Yeah.
The Teviot? Is
yeah,
that the name
The
of it?
Teviot, yeah. The
That's
Gilded
actually a
Balloon.
good fucking name because people will remember that.
Yeah, the Teviot.
It has that. You don't forget that.
And it's like a
Don't fuck
big,
that up.
it's a big central fucking.
It's a great location.
Yeah, so
He's doing an
I'm
hour
in there.
about Padre
I'm doing
Pio.
my hour. It's all about
Pio.
fucking Blood Mittens himself, old Padre Pio.
Wanking.
It's called Machine Gun of Filth. I every night apart from the 11th when I will be back in the Wild West here doing my Kieran Bartlett and the Enchanted Curry Half and Half, which by the way means absolutely nothing. I've told you that, didn't I? That they came to me. I
Give us a name for the show.
but it was like, need the name and the artwork now. And I not the fella, by the way. This was
Shane.
our beloved managers, and they came and said, "Here, we need that now."
Because they left it till the last
And
minute.
I went. "Ugh." So I was like, right, Kieran Barton and the Enchanted Curry Half and Half.
I
And they go, "What do you want us to
genuinely-
do for the poster?" I went, "My face and a curry half and half."
I genuinely thought you were just going to call it you.
Yeah. No, I love it.
It's good it worked out, though.
It is. I'm happy. Pretty much sold out, which is fucking lethal. And
The only one, I believe.
oh, really?
Well, you've sold yours. Yours is sold out because I'll tell you what way it works. Every sponsor gets 2 tickets.
Right.
and there's at least 75 sponsors of the Fela.
Right.
So it's 150 tickets getting handed
Right.
out.
Okay.
So
Fuck me.
you're technically sold out.
Kieran's
Right,
eyes
okay.
there of like, no one told me this.
I know.
That's part
Do
of
they
the
not?
contract.
Right. Okay. No, that's grand.
It's-
That's a lot of sponsors.
It is,
it's
but
a
here
big
they
festival.
do you a good deal on.
Oh, I'm
on
not
the
saying
other
I'm
end.
it's a lot.
It's I say I tell you about it.
I know you do, yeah.
As I brought Kieran on last year because the thing about the Fela, I always tried to get West Belfast people on the Fela. That used to be my thing.
Yeah.
Like if I was doing it, I was going, well, there's other acts
From
and
the
you've
West.
been in
I
and
did,
around.
yeah.
Like you came down with Frankie Boyle and
Yeah, that's right.
do you know what I
aye.
mean? And I was like, Mickey. I remember Mickey getting him on. I was like, his dad's from Ballymurphy, and they were like, well,
I know they would probably put more people. Well, fuck, they definitely would have had more people in the tent. But see, the Devonish has a venue.
Oh, it's
for
a
this.
brilliant
It's
venue.
fucking
It's
brilliant,
perfect for it.
isn't it? It's
I
really
think it's
good.
what they always try to do is to try to go bigger,
Yeah,
which was sort of like a thing.
it's
where-
like diminishing returns in terms of the quality of the show because, like,
Whereas I
people
always
get-
wanted more shows than one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
my
yeah.
idea used to be they have one big comedy, but then have
a lot on in it. Yeah,
like a localized comedy night. Like I was always thinking me, you, Mickey,
Yeah.
maybe not him, but I would have brought him.
I've done it.
But I know you have.
It was great.
But my
was
point being
great.
is just to have like a separate comedy night for that.
Yeah.
But it's now developed into that's now went from just one act to
yeah,
two acts to
yeah,
now three.
Yeah, yeah.
And also,
So-
when you go bigger, there is a level when there's so many people in, it's not an enjoyable comedy night.
Yeah, people were so steaming at that because like I went to that one, the Frankie Boyle one, and people were wrote off when you and
prob-
Billy were on. So by the time Frankie Boyle come on, like people were wrote off, and then it was like
Too many people snuck in.
Yeah, plus he was also
He was
like,
that big of a name that
he
people
would
were
start a
counting the
joke,
walls.
and before he even finished it, people have decided if they're gonna laugh or just go, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And it was like you're sitting there going, "Will you all fuck up and let the man tell his jokes?"
Because
out?"
there was controversy about that, wasn't it? Because they're like, Frankie Boyle does jokes about disabled people, and there's people.
But you say this, but there was literally there's people protesting when we got there. There was one person standing with a
Deal wa-
fucking.
but there was a deal made there for to let the show go ahead and there wouldn't be any protesting.
Well, there was
But-
one person standing with like a like a Microsoft Word.
I have a great photo of you standing in front of the
you do.
disabled area. It's a fucking great photo.
It is a great photo.
But I remember when that
And you
was
had a
happening.
lesbian haircut.
I did.
Yes, you did.
In the Bieber days. Yeah.
Yes. I remember though when that was kicking off, I was on a football trip with my football team, and everyone's like, it was all over the news, being like, horrible to disabled people. This is awful. And we were all watching the news, just like, I love him.
I love
All
him,
of
man.
us were like,
Yeah.
we love, like, we're not offended. We love him.
I saw him at the Fringe last year, but he was very much sitting in a please don't speak to me sort of hat pulled down, coat zipped up, headphones in.
That's not a phase. That's
And-
him all the time.
Oh no, but he was sitting there and I was just looking. I'm going.
Frankie.
I couldn't do anything. I just had to sit there and watch him pass me by.
Oh, it's
It was devastating.
Are you
'cause
going
I
to go
would-
see him this year?
yes, and well, I want to definitely get tickets for that.
I may hand him his notes back.
You might what? Oh, did he leave his book? Did he?
At the Fela?
Massive material for weeks. So
I have to bring that in, remember?
what's your most thing you're looking forward to most and thing you're least looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to me and him are doing a roast battle on the 10th.
Or is
I know that's going to backfire me because I know that we can't been prepared for this for 2 years.
aye.
It's like the tattoo where I think I'm getting him, but
I see about this tattoo thing. You have got him. You have got him. He has a fucking spot on his leg.
Mine's
or
you know
whatever.
what this is?
I
Do you think
know what
yours
this
is worse than him?
No, yeah.
Do
you
you?
know what this is? No,
Do you actually think that? I think that's
know
mental.
what this is like? This is like no in the street where you're his best mate and you're
I'm not
like
even.
nah you got him good and you're like no I didn't.
I know,
My
no.
nose is busted. He hadn't got a fucking cut.
I'm
lip.
serious. No, it's not even that. Because when that was happening, I was literally dying to see them. Right.
Here's the thing: someone looks at him, sees him walking with his arm curled up, and sees that thing on his fucking leg, and goes, well, "He's disabled." Or he gets out of his car.
I don't. I think they
I'm
go,
also-
"What the
I'm
fuck is
not-
that on the
yeah,
back of
they
his
do,
leg?"
yeah.
Right.
And then I have
Look
plus,
at me.
I remember,
I just
I
have
can-
a disabled badge. Do you know people just constantly go to me? Can you explain?
Just say you're.
No one will ask him to
Can I-
explain that.
Maybe I know. Sometimes I think differently about things, right? See with him, I definitely look at his and go, That is fucking horrendous, right? I can count to potato, right? Because I remember
That's the bit that's wild.
I remember that little meme.
Yeah. That's the bit
Some
that's
kid's
offensive
face.
as shit.
And then
Hold on, you just sat and said you like Frankie Boyle and you've no issue with
then
Yeah, but
you can't say
And I'm not getting Harvey Price bit done on my
but
chest.
then yours to me, I go, he must support the disabled.
no one has thought that.
I
You are
definitely do
literally
think
the
that.
only
must-
you are
Who do
thinking
you
from
support United, Liverpool, the disabled?
big
Big
activists,
year for us.
big activists for the disabled
Yeah.
people. Mate, fair play to you. No one thinks that. It's not like an RSPCA fucking tattoo. He's a bird watcher. He's all in
That's
it.
mental.
It's a fucking like literally when I was on holiday there was nearly 5 fights with people over it and most of them were English.
Jesus Christ. Well, fair enough. But I definitely think his is worse.
And that's why I did it. Because you have to ask me about mine. You know what his is. And
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
be half a mile down the street. you'll still see-
His is a funny cartoon which is offensive.
Yeah.
But if they look at them and they see his DLA car, they're not going to ask questions.
I'm enjoying his reaction to this because we haven't really talked about
Yeah.
it to be fair,
No,
but
easy.
I swear to God, like I think most people looking at both of them thinks his is a worse tattoo.
No, I don't think so. That's not even.
Well, what did you think he was gonna do? Because I know there was rules about like it wasn't to be like football related or something or sectarian.
Do you know what? I genuinely didn't overthink what he was going to do.
Mm.
Right? I wasn't going to do what I done on him until they were like, "You need to." They said to me, "You need to go a wee bit more meaner in what you're doing here because
Right.
he's got you a cracker."
Right. Okay.
Even though I went first.
Can we see them? Can is that something worth
I don't
doing?
know if these jeans will pull up.
All right, pull them down, boy.
No.
Show us the dong. Hanging out, like, you know what I mean?
Full potty peel.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull them down there,
I
nice.
can't. I'm on my booth.
I'm a
We'll
boof.
Send you a
on my booth.
picture. We'll send you a picture.
Is that a boy doof? Is it?
Why? What? Oh, doof. That's what. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm on my booth.
Boof. On the boof is what I am when I'm crumbling oxford cubes into beans.
Do you ever call them beans a la doof?
When you put tuna in it.
When you put what in there? Tuna? Oh, that's
Salad doof,
disgusting.
yeah. Crumble in a wee bit of fucking mackerel in there.
Do you remember stories like that would have been in school in West Belfast where there was like, oh, there was this girl and fella and they started experimenting with food and your mum went down and found a tuna pasta or something and put it in her doof and had it and then a bit crawled up inside her and it ratted away and do you remember
I remember
that?
hearing ones that were
Do you
like.
remember?
I remember hearing ones about like
Fruit pasta
a
crawled
spider laid eggs in some guy's ear and now he has a spider in his brains. And then there was one about I definitely heard somebody get into the car after fingering somebody and the taxi man says, "Oh, no fish suppers in here, lads."
That's
There's loads of them. Do you know what I mean?
Also, I'm on the same ferry as you. It took me that long.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
7:30.
Nah, he would have turned up.
You'd have
at
fucked that.
9:30.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know where he was getting 9:30? Because that's what time.
That's what I was thinking though. I knew I saw 9:30 on it.
Let's
but
think about what it happens when you dock. That's the time we'll be at the
it's when you
ferry.
push two dicks
You'd have been
together
just
and then
standing
both
there
get
like the
over.
banshees of fucking in a cern, just looking out the water, going, "Where's the boat? Where's the boat?" And the fella would see your "I can count a potato" tattoo and go,
This has been the least family friendly episode of
"You don't have family friendly."
of no
I'm not
black.
taking that. I'm not taking that from you.
You're promoting NordVPN, which is for pedos. Come on.
We also, it's not because we also did it,
I know, and that was for
and none of our
pedos,
fan
too.
base took up to it, even though our fan base definitely should.
Shoot, they don't give a fuck.
They don't. They're like, I'll buy my cocaine on the internet. I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding
I'm
anything.
not hiding. Fuck all. Oh, I tell cunts I have a fucking magnet in my meter.
Do you reckon you have more dark web users than I do as fans?
For
Different
drug
purposes.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not for other. I have more people booking assassins.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There's nobody here in this country booking assassins because everybody has an uncle in the family that can get that done. Or drives for fucking a taxi
Everyone has an
company.
uncle
Do you know
assassin.
What I mean? Do you know what I mean? Truthfully, there's nobody in this country that can turn around and go, I don't know anybody that hasn't killed somebody. We all know somebody that's killed somebody. Every one of us. You've either
That
worked
is-
with somebody or
yeah.
have somebody, a relative, or knew somebody, or your best mate's uncle was in fucking side for life. What'd he do? Oh, he killed 20 people. But he's sound as fuck. He's a primary school teacher now. Do you know what I mean? It's something that's not even thought about. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
don't-
a,
It
that's
is
a fair
actually.
point.
It
That's
is
a
because
good
I
point.
went. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
anyone who's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't speak to him anymore. That's right. Yeah.
It's like you'll see a wee man run across the front of your car and you'll go, he had 14 life sentences, and I'm just going, what? And you're going, that wee man he had 14 life sentences.
wee man.
That wee man there, and he's walking across the road with his Novena book going to fucking chapel, and you're going, do you know,
My dad used to introduce me some characters.
but do you know, my soul glorifies the Lord.
Mate, love it.
But that's what I mean.
no.
It's there's no other place. It's just probably if you went to like what was Yugoslavia when there was all that fucking shit going on over there.
I can't believe he just started breaking out. That's fucking
My
I don't
spirit
know what it
rejoices
is.
in God, my Savior.
The Novena is this fucking. I'm gonna describe it. Willie.
marathon
It's
of
a
fucking-
it's a massathon, right? It's fucking nine days mass in a 9 in a row. Mate, it's like
like the ferry.
It's like Celtic and Rangers. I love it on 9 in a row, right? And it's
Glastonbury's
From
5 days.
7
That's
in the morning,
ridiculous.
there's a mass every hour and a half
yeah, true
till
story.
10 o'clock at night,
Right.
and the last one on the last night's the best one to go to.
Right, mate. And they're song heavy, like it's like a karaoke mass. Like seriously, and the Magnificat, that prayer, which is supposed to be what Mary said to Gabriel when he
Told
the
her
Annunciation,
she-
right?
finger.
So the Annunciation, isn't that what? Yeah, that's what that's called.
He was figuring
And-
it. She was going, my soul.
Oh
glorifies the
Jesus!
Lord."
Right. So
Don't touch a Virgin Mary. I don't do finger and panther.
so like so he
Sorry, Mary.
so that but they sing that at every mass and then they read out they read out petitions and thanksgivings.
This is the best bit.
Right.
I used to go just for them, as I was going to say to you.
It's just gossip.
That sounds brilliant.
A petition will be like somebody writing in being like,
Used to go like-
dear mother of perpetual help.
We have this one letter in here from Margaret in Cooper Way, which give her away, right? You obviously weren't meant to fucking say that bit out, right?
We'll have this letter from
Margaret
Sinead
has been
RPG
saying,
Avenue.
Can we get her prayers because her husband, will not mention his name, Frank, is he has spent his wages every week now for the past 52 weeks on whores. And
What sort of fucking
will be-
twisted weather watchers is
He
this?
was-
That
like
is
Jan-
what it is.
Jan- like-
The petitions that the
it
Novena are
was
mental.
it was like my son has been stealing cars now for fucking 14 years and has no kneecaps left because the rat has shot him 4
My
times.
wife has been on her doof for 28 years. Do you know what I mean?
It was just ridiculous. Like, it was, and everybody sitting in the mask, but everybody loved that.
And then the
bit.
Thanksgiving ones are like for your. So the way I look at it is the petitions are the gossip for nearly everybody in the family. And your mum is loving it but pretending, oh, that's awful. And then she pretends she loves the Thanksgiving ones, which will be like, dear mother, perpetual help. Last year at the Novena, I prayed for my son who was, wanking in the middle of Andy Town 3 days a week, right? And now he's only doing it 1 day a week. Like, do you know what I mean? So it'd be like,
I just went for them. I used
That's
to be
so
sitting
funny, mate.
going, that's fucking
And
unreal.
there used to be a priest at it who would whip a guitar out and stand her on the stage at Kieran Barlow and be like, I just do dirty wee songs and shit. He's up for it and fucking give it race. Father Hannah,
wrote a
the dungeon
part in a
master.
thing on that, based on that shit there, for you to play.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
mental.
told you about it
You
years
did
ago.
actually. I remember you just
And that
saying
was
it
the
there.
whole thing.
Mate, the atmosphere at it used to be mental because it'd be like, it would be jammed. Every mass used to be jammed with people.
It used to be really popular, and I remember it was that popular. They would do confessions at it, but they had to have,
Like about 30 priests on.
and they used to have like 16 caravans dotted. around
Yeah, they had like
fucking
caravans
grounds.
and mobiles
you
and all.
go on, get into that caravan with a priest.
It was banter,
That's
like.
mental.
It was here.
All of that is mental.
Do you know what as well though here? Fucking 2 salt.
I'm
bags
sure
at
I
a
was
time.
helping the fucking
To
caravan as well,
season
eh?
the accounts of the,
There was a wee
the
Italian
monastery.
Francisco monk used to just stand counting the money.
Yeah, I mean it was fucking mental.
The grim thing about it is the altar in Clonard, the Virgin Mary one, it's all gold, the gates. That was from all the teeth fillings and wedding rings from all the women and
Really?
men from the area when they had nothing. And that disgusted Ballard me.
There's like, I mean, that is one of the things about it. Like, it's a big money spinner, but it's in one of the poorest areas in Europe. Like,
Paddy fact, they have their own pub inside Clonard Monastery.
they have a pub in it.
So
Interesting.
do you know when you see the old boys all doing the car park and wear the wee armbands for the novena?
They love
They're
it.
going,
Yeah.
There's
They're
a
a lot.
car park for the novena.
Mate, there's a
Like-
car park for the chapel anyway.
but
No, but like a guy.
the streets.
Oh, why, there's
get that-
stewards,
'cause
mate,
there's
it's
that many
crazy.
people coming that they have stewards, right? But
Yeah.
there would be like all the guys that drink in bars all the time, and they're going, "Why did he become holy during novena?" Because you get pints at the end of the night in the bar in the Clonard Novena.
Interesting.
And how is this every year, or is it like a World
Every
Cup
year.
every
No,
4
every-
years?
every year.
15th of June, isn't it?
Yeah, every year. Yeah, it's in
15th of
June.
till-
Yeah.
I gotta get
Like
Sheila
that,
to
yeah.
take me to the novena.
What?
Priest
I'll
also
get
used to
Sheila
go.
to take me to
The
the
priest
novena.
also
It's my
used to
Nana.
get
All right,
this
sorry,
one.
hang on. Don't talk about my ma.
I've just had a letter from
He's rocking up with your man.
I've just had a letter from Margaret Seawright, who comes from the Shankill Road, and although she's not a Catholic, she could hear the novena over the speakers. And last year, she decided to make her way across the divide, and now is in attendance in the novena every year. And she says she gets sanctuary in the fact that she knows that her Catholic neighbours aren't as bad as she's first thought. And everybody's like, oh. This is like during the Troubles, and you know there was people sitting there going, "Where is she?"
Yeah. People are like,
Sniff her out.
yeah, smelling for that soul on fire in a Catholic church. Like, oh, mate. What a time. I can't believe you didn't know about the novena.
Can't believe you didn't know my Nana was called Sheila. We're learning about each other.
Australian.
Her name isn't actually even Sheila. Turns out that's not her legal name.
Right? I love that.
This is
Old women
another-
do that all the
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, my Aunt Nancy was actually called like Anne or something.
Yeah. My nanny and granddad are called Sheila and Norman. Not their real names.
Do you know where I think a lot of that comes
Sarah
from?
and Roderick.
Do you know where?
I get why Norman it get brought in.
Do you know where?
I get why Norman get
Do
brought
you know where a lot of that comes from though? And I'll speak only about the take side of this. Is that priests would just like people would bring their kid up to be christened and they go, "What's the baby's name?" And you go, "Nancy," and he goes, "Nah, Anne." That's it.
What? And you just take
You
that.
go, "Nancy's not a saint's
You just
name."
take
What?
that from a pedo
Nancy,
address. you let
Nancy's
him call your
Nancy's
kid.
not a saint's name. Boom, that's the part of the hat.
The like see
True
if a
story.
woman- if a woman had a baby, if a woman had a
bothers
baby,
me.
she had to go up to the chapel
Religion
as soon
bothers
as
me.
she get out of the hospital to get blessed because she was unwashed. She was like dirty.
Yeah.
That fucking noise the bollocks out of me.
Yeah, stuff like that annoys me too. Or like you know that you had to get the baby christened like
Straight away.
within
We need to
days,
throw a
like-
drop of dirty water on top of its head. That having people living in fear annoyed the fuck out of me.
It's a lot more ingrained in your society.
It's because
like
it's
your
because
upbringing
though
than
it
mine.
was so
But you're
hugely
deluded
ingrained.
because there's so many different types.
But also,
But we're
also,
not as the ones that are into it are fucking bizarrely into it. But on average,
It's those
We're
rules
not into
though. Those rules would have been enforced hard, like enforced so hard on like our parents. So then they're teaching you about it, but like we're of a generation that's going, I'm a bollocks, right? I'm a bollocks. So like that's why like
my
mass.
parents are your guys' generation, so it's
That's
not
why
as bad
like
for me.
mass. That's why like
facts.
mass has gone though, like from being. It's rammed and you can't get a fucking seat to like they're begging people to come in now.
Yeah.
Because loads of
It's at
people
the
have
stage
gone.
now where there's priests who are banging people, right? And fucking having parties and having fucking hot tubs and having drink problems and fucking taking cocaine. And this
Yeah.
has all
Priest
been-
Jack Grealish.
This has all been documented in the past like 5 years. Every Sunday there's
There's three balls.
but every
Still in the
Sunday there's a
mouth.
different priest and who's up to no fucking good and they won't throw them out.
Yeah.
Now, they never did throw them out, don't get me wrong. They moved them about, which was a wrong thing to do. But they can't now because there's not enough.
Yeah, that is true.
My brother got married, it wasn't a priest that married him.
Mental.
What do you mean?
He wasn't a priest.
Your brother?
Who
What
married?
part of it? He was
The
a
guy who
deacon.
yeah,
Right,
that's
I
fair.
forgot you all get married by priest. So I thought you were telling me your brother married a guy that wasn't a priest.
That
or
was
something.
like
I was
I would have been like that's like happening a lot now, but that would have been like unheard of like 20 years ago.
Like, we were all sitting there and he stood up and he went, I'm married and have kids. And everybody was like, fuck, he's going to be in the Sunday world. This cunt, he's just announcing it.
But I know what
This
he
is
means.
so
though.
alien to me.
No, but I know
Yeah.
what he means.
I
Because,
get you, but
because
it's
it would have
weird.
been like if that had happened like 20 years ago, I would have been like, that's not happening. It'll never happen, and now it's happening.
And the same
So
sense,
it's mental.
it's I don't know.
Understand my perspective where you don't know of any of this and you're getting hit with all of it. It's weird.
It's weird,
mental.
mate. It is so weird. Do you know when you know?
Weird.
Do you know when you know?
I know.
Do you know when you know? Church is really weird. Like, and I mean, all church is really weird. See, when you're in the middle of saying one of the big hits, like you're doing the Our Father or something, right? Like a big prayer, and everyone's saying it. See if you just stop saying it and just listen. It's mental.
See, this is when you say
mental. Just 400 people just going.
Dick and hand, like, or just...
you guys all have, you know,
mental.
the prayers you remember, like the Our Father? Our Father be out
You
in heaven.
just fucking say it.
We do too, but we don't have many of those because a lot of the time that'll come at the end, and the Protestant minister will go bow your heads, and then does just a wee bit of a jazz freestyle.
Right. Okay.
He just says a bit of every. He just says whatever on his head.
Our
so
Father.
Like, thank you very much for the great weather, and the milk is only 40p in the shop today.
Yep.
And he's just talking shit, and then he'll finish on that.
What Protestant church did you go to?
The Donald Presbyterian.
Right, so it was Presbyterian.
Yeah.
Oh, why will
That's close enough.
Yeah. I was a very religious
Church of
kid.
Ireland's closer to the Catholic Church than anything,
Yeah.
because obviously Henry VIII just changed enough
Diet
so they
Catholic.
could get fucking thing. But the Presbyterians, without the Presbyterians in Ireland, there wouldn't be any Irish language. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Wolf Tone, you've went to see them.
Yeah.
He was a Presbyterian.
I've went to see them. He was. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, but a lot of
No, I know
people
what you
don't.
are.
You know what his
Just
first name?
grammar is
His
everywhere.
first name was Theobald, but I
Theobald.
remember seeing a book, and I remember asking my ma what Obald meant, because I was like, the Obald Wolf Tone, and I didn't know what it meant, but that was his fucking name, Theobald. Yeah.
And they basically...
Yeah, all lemons, Henry Joy McCracken and all.
Henry
yeah.
Joy McCracken and Belfast,
Yeah.
and McCracken. But they were all
They were treated the same as Catholics.
treated
at
the
that time,
same.
yeah.
If you, unless you were Anglican, you didn't get the
Yeah.
same. But they all had money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they were like, how long the fuck? So they needed the mass of people, which were the Catholics. So then, and Ince fucking school was set up by
Yeah.
fucking William Drennan.
What do you call the cunt? I always forget this. You know the statue in front of the
Henry
tech?
Cook.
I always forget his name. Who was he?
In front of
In
Ince.
front of the tech, aye.
That's Henry Cook.
Aye, but who is he? I don't
Henry
know who he
Cook he was a teacher in the college. But
Was he, huh?
he tried to get it more integrated and to bring more like Catholics and stuff going to it. So there's only been like 5 Catholics that went to it. But he wanted education for the masses.
I remember.
Catholic masses.
I have 2 good inst stories. One
So
is
the statue actually has its back turned to the college
right,
because
okay,
the dirty Jode him.
good. I Henry Cook.
Fuck
have to remember.
document Belfast, get Paddy in.
So I remember we played inst in rugby one time, at our school, and like we got absolutely rid to death. And then like years later, I found out that we weren't even playing inst. It was like inst's fourths or something, and we still got fucking ruined. And then so that's my first inst story. My second one, I was in a wee cross community quiz team with a couple of lads out of inst.
What's the deal,
whenever.
lads?
It was a cross community quiz thing between
That does
like
sound like a
they would
content
put,
quiz.
like,
We are the Alliance.
they would put like two kids, like a first and second year from Aquinas, in the team with a first and second year from Inst, and then you would go up against all these other cross community
We done that in primary school.
schools, and mate,
Was it in the YMCA?
victory.
Was it?
No, so we did one. I did 2 with that particular team.
You know what I'm talking about?
Won them both.
We won Craigie and St Kevin's.
Right,
was
right,
our
okay.
team, and we won it in
I-
the YMCA. It
so-
was 91.
So I did one in primary school with ones from my school and Lisburn Primary, I think, Lisburn Central. Victory in there, wee trophy in the house with an RUC badge on it. That went down well. And then
There were
this
sneaky cons, weren't there?
I was indoctrination, right? And I remember getting at home and my mum being like, "That's brilliant," and all, and my brothers being like, "What the fuck's that?" Anyway, so I won that, and then mate, oh my god, right? Have I told this story before? Have I? Bollocks. I'll tell it
haven't heard
quicker.
it.
Won this fucking thing and thought this is class. Won the prize. The people that came second got like fucking vouchers and all, right? And I'm going, fuck me, what are we gonna get? We should be getting double the vouchers for like, you know, shops you want to go to, like fucking HMV and all. And oh my god, I won a Hewlett-Packard personal organizer, a fucking like a wee tiny electronic device. So depressing. What? As if one 11-year-old is gonna be like, oh, it's somewhere. I think it's in my master's. What 11-year-old is gonna write a memo to themselves to be like, oh, must remember to move that appointment from the 11th to the 12th.
Stamping fucking like nerd on your head.
It was. Like, I remember getting back to school and people in my class going, well, and I was like, well, one. They were all like, ah, right, and they go, what do you win? And I went, it's here. It's fucking.
I mean, you want a quiz? They're gonna give you a nerdy prize.
Give me a book, will you?
I want a pub.
Give me something I can fucking.
I want this quiz. Where's my bitches? Like, you're gonna get a shit prize.
I think when we won the one in
there was bitches
in the YMCA.
Quiz pussy.
Quiz. You want to talk about quiz, did you?
I think we got Tato for winning ours. I think we got
seriously
like a celebration. It was like Tato sponsored the whole fucking thing.
I'd have taken.
We had one of those as well. It was Tato did it. And we won. We just got loads of fucking Tato. Like,
well,
fucking brilliant.
What was I gonna say? I was fucking devastated when I won that.
I mean, we're three weird cunts, but we make a great pub quiz team.
Makes you go.
Correct.
Us three.
Makes you go. Fuck this.
Does makes you
fuck
go.
Yes.
Fuck knowledge. That's what it made me say.
There was no reward for it.
Nothing else.
It was like, see in our school, especially CBS, if you were smart, you were a dick. So it made you want to be dumbed down. You dumbed yourself down to make yourself cool.
Yeah, ours was the same.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, especially the school I went to, like if I had until a grammar school, it probably would have been alright. But the fact that you went there and you were like, if you answered a question, you've seen a couple of your mates that were funny and you were like, right, I'm saying fuck all.
Yeah. Our school was definitely the other way. Our school was like, if you were thick.
You were a
dickhead. Like.
Ours was a middle ground. Like, you couldn't be too smart, but if you were like super thick, you'd be like, why are you here?
To be fair, you couldn't, if you flaunted in our school, people would have been like,
I loved it.
There were a few flaunters.
The minibus went to the farm every day. Minibus went, like, that was the level. And then one up from that was the moped crew.
Right.
So they didn't do any classes. They just went in their workshop, took apart a moped, put it back together again, and then drove it up and down the yard with a big massive helmet on. He used to wrap a window and go.
That's the way we would have looked at people doing double award. You know? I'm only joking. I did double award.
I got double award.
Like my school was very smart, but there was a few not so bright ones sneaked in.
Like
so I remember.
yourself?
Excuse me, I'm smarter than you, cunt. But I remember,
Definitely not.
No,
you weren't allowed to do single award science in my school. That's true.
Yeah,
it was double or triple.
Double award or
yeah.
But there was a girl. We were in RE one time. There's this girl. We were just reading a passage or whatever, and she starts pissed, like out of nowhere, wailing like a fucking man. She's going. We're like, what the fuck are you laughing at? She just turned around, man. Jesus, backwards is sausage. That's the level. That's the level I was in with.
Oh my god.
What colour bus did you go to school?
This is a true story. I don't know. Have I told this story?
Take me.
Correct me, Dan, or stop me if I've told this. About a wee lad in my year who had one day had a vision. Have I told this story? I won't name this. I seriously won't name this person, right?
Please
but
do.
no,
Will
I can't. No, but I can't. The story was that this kid comes into art one day with a message for the art teacher from whatever fucking class he was in, and in the middle of it just goes, and people are like, what the fuck? And he starts going, there's fire and the children are dying in the streets, and people are like, what's happening here? That he had a revelation in Miss Caig's art room. Like, do you know what I mean? Fucking mental. And for like about 2 years after it, everybody just used to walk past and being like, the prophet.
There's fire,
you know what I mean?
There's children dying in the streets.
Apparently, and he was fucking streaming with tears and all.
That's not even a good revelation.
I know.
I could have told you that.
I know.
If he had went, for lunch it will be pasty pops. I'd be like, oh my god, visionary.
Yeah, do you know, but like, mental. Imagine that. Mate, this was times.
There's children dying.
Mate, imagine actually saying that when you're like 14. School, you're gonna get ripped open, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a recipe for fucking
There was
death.
a few ones like that. There was another one where some wee fucking bogger out of my ear boked. Some wee girl boked in the geography room, and of course,
Sawdust.
It's a cut. it's the class before us. The sawdusted it and threw a book down over it. But there was a wee Rice Krispie it she'd booked sitting quite far away. The debris field was wider than the paper, you know, and people come in. Somebody goes, "What's that?" And somebody goes, "Now, I can't say this person's name, but it was a funny name, if you know what I mean. It was a double bar. It would be like going, let me see,
Sarah Jessica.
It would be like going, it was a double barrel surname and a first name, so it'd be like going,
Parker Poles.
be like going, Paddy Bartlett Thompson just fucking booked his ring up over there, and it was like, and somebody just went, some other person in our class went, and then there's like 10 of us all just going, I hate the sound of other people being, right, and then like somebody else is going, can anybody smell? You know what I mean?
Were you letting on, or were you
People were literally nearly being
yeah.
sick, and like they took us out. They took us out and set us in the corridor for a minute, and a couple of cleaners came in and fucking Febrezed the cunt out of the place.
The idea is like, oh, that stinks. Throw a book on it.
I know, yeah. It was like a geography book. Do you know what I mean? It's like
there was a guy in my class called Skippy, right? Only because he grew up in Australia for 5 years, right?
Right.
Came back, but he says, "Sir, can I go to the toilet?" He smoked like fuck. The teacher knew this. The teacher's like, "You're not going to the toilet. You're gonna have for smoke." And he's like, "No, I need to go to piss." And he's like, No, you're not going for piss, you're going for smoke, you're not getting out. He's just writing away on the board. And I'm sitting beside this cunt, and I just heard the trickle, and I was like, pissing yourself? And he went, no, I'm pissing in a bottle. Like a Vitasaid bottle.
That's
right?
fair.
oh,
and I was like,
mate, Vitasaid's not enough for a full slice.
You're gonna fill that very quickly.
Pineapple aid,
and he
though.
was like, is there any more bottles about? And I was like, don't think so. So there was like, it was a geography room, so there was no thing like for measuring, a measuring jug. And I was like, here, and I gave him that, the plastic thing. So he paced on it. He was like, here, pour it in the sink. And me, fuck off. Then he had the bottle of Vitasaid and he put the lid on it. And he fucked it across the room. So he had his mate with it across the room, and he was like, what the fuck? He's like, that's my piss. He's like, what's that? He fucking is, right? Feel the heat. Fuck it is, right? So the teacher's writing on the board, and he, what's going on? And the wee fruit in the class like, sir, they're throwing a bottle of piss about. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, Skippy done a piss in a bottle. And then Skippy's like, no, it's not piss, sir. That's juice. That's one of them juice bottles out of thing. And the teacher was like, run over to the science department and get me fucking paper. And I'll find out if it's piss now. Skippy's face dropped. He went, now before I dip this in, Skippy's like, it's not piss. Dipped it in. Piss. Whole thing. Like, Skippy's fucking threw out of school.
Oh
Filling
my
bottles
God.
of piss about. And we were like, there's constant glue sniffing in here. Don't get through it.
But they're minding their own business.
Skippy just paced in a bottle. Like.
I love it. Willie
They're
will
keeping themselves having revelations.
Willie will always dive to fucking save some glue sniffer, won't he? Like, that's what he does.
Drugs aren't the problem we're saying.
Glue
there,
sniffing's
guys.
not a thing now, is it?
I don't think so. It used to
Nah.
be a thing. I told you that story about my dad saying catching saying to our Fiona she wasn't allowed out with this guy's a glue sniffer, and she's all no. And then one night a couple of weeks later he fucking goes in, wakes her up and goes, you, come here. Out the window, your man's out in the street. Fucking
Was he glue sniffing?
yeah, he's fucking on the glue. Like. And I
Big
go like,
massive whack of fucking Prince stick. No, like a big display, man.
I remember there was ones used to go glue sniffing in the Falls Park because whenever we were down training for football down there,
Lovers Lane.
there was that bit, yeah, and there was like there was one guy in particular who was like, we were all told to stay away from him.
Fudge. Yeah. See,
I was literally about to go, let's
he was
call him
huge.
Caramel.
But
Like,
he was
seriously.
huge. He
Yeah.
was huge. He was a big fucking guy, right? He was older than all us. But when we started drinking, we would drink in the field down
Right.
from the Falls Park. So obviously they locked the gates of Falls Park. So he would make his way out. And he walked into the middle of us one night and just started lifting. We were all drinking bottles of Old English. We just lifted somebody's bottle of Old English, and we were like, what do we do here? Like, but he was big, but he was also a glue sniffer. We were like, we can kick him to death, or we can just let him drink that. Right? So he got a bye ball that night.
There's
but
no grey
but
area.
somebody went.
Negotiate for it
There's
back.
no let him have a sip.
He'll not. Well, you wouldn't have took it after him. That was the point. So somebody says, no, what? We'll teach him a lesson because he'd done it like 3 or 4 times. So somebody says, Mum, we all pacing a bottle of Old English. And he came waltzing down, sat the fucking paste bottle up with all the fucking paste in it. There must have been like 10 different pieces in it.
Honestly, that's how you make Old English.
And I was like, do you know what? That's going to kill him. Cunt drank the whole thing. Drank the whole thing.
That's fucking grim.
If anything, that's a testament to the
I
quality
heard-
of Old English that he can
I
drink
heard
a
that
brew
he
of
ended
piss.
up fucking. Did something happen? Was he involved in like a fire?
I heard that.
I heard it.
I don't know how true it is.
The story that I heard was that he
Apparently they're sticking with it.
was it glue.
Oh no, God.
Apparently they the story that I heard was that he was seen dancing in a fire,
Yeah.
Like-
Not knowing that he was burning.
giving it rice. Like
Yeah.
that's what I heard.
That was
but
the story I heard. But
Yeah.
you don't know. It's a myth. It's like the girl with the fucking Lynx top up her fanny. Do you remember that one? Do you not remember? Do you remember the Lynx bottles came out and it had the wee funny top on it? Do you remember it had like a wee cone shaped
Yes.
lid? So the story it went about was there was a girl in Poglass, big heavy girl, right? And she was fucking giving herself. She was giving herself the message
Giving her, she's doing,
With
doing a bit of voodoo on
with
it.
a tin. It all links in this, right? She sprayed her legs. But
Straight up her
apparently
voodoo.
she was giving herself the message with a Lynx bottle, and the lid came off, but it got jammed up her doot, and they had to get. And people was like, "I seen her going away." Like there was people who, no, come on, speak to Anne-Marie. She seen her getting. Her granny lives in that street. She seen her getting taken away in an ambulance. And it's like they had her legs. They got never working on her, and I was like, "That's not the way it would work." Like if something was stuck up her and I had to go down to do surgery, to put a blanket over and just put her in. But the whole story is great.
Yeah.
There had to be an element of truth about something,
Yeah.
but I just don't know what
Yeah, I mean,
it was.
they probably don't have her fucking on stirrups.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
it actually happened. Do you
Yeah.
know? Was there actually just a big heavy girl in Poglass that nobody ever seen all the time, and then one day she gets sick and they took her out, and everybody's like, she definitely had a Lynx bottle up her dude. Do you know what I mean? That was the kind of levels.
Yeah.
But that spread, that was before. I used to call it the women's internet. See the schools. Like if you went with somebody in St Genevieve's, but then you went to Lamdarg and went with somebody in St Dominic's, which was a way down the road, totally different end. By lunchtime, the people in St Genevieve's knew, and there was no phones, no internet.
Yeah.
I used to say it was like the internet before the internet.
Yeah, it's just
How-
like somebody's cousin knows somebody else.
But
yeah.
how did they get word to there?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Because you used to get fucking.
They tell the moped crew and they'd fly down with like just a list of gossip.
My point being is, I would have come out of school and there would have been some wee girl you went with in one of the schools going, you went with somebody else in another school, and you're going, fuck me, how did that
Well, lads, we've come to the end of ourselves here because
wasn't really so much an Edinburgh fucking thing, wasn't it?
no, it wasn't so much an Edinburgh preview as a Belfast
We were-
retrospective. You
We
know
were
what I mean?
sitting before this going, no, we'll leave all this until that. Then it just went into Novenas and fucking Patrick Peel. and
Novenas and fucking
Willie's a Teague now.
Willie's a take now. That's let's finish on that.
Yes, yeah.
Cheers, Willie. The church welcomes you with open
Edinburgh,
arms.
Pleasance, 5:30.
Pleasant's 5:30. What do you call that place again?
Come on now.
Fucking
Just the tonic. No,
we
Underbelly. Georgia Square.
It is Underbelly. It's in Georgia Square.
720, the wee coup.
We coo. I was about to say we queuing, and then we coo.
The Teviot.
Teviot. The Teviot.
You're not gonna fucking forget that.
Machine Gun of Filth. The Hand Your Dealt. Paddy McDonnell live. Love it. We'll see you over there, or maybe we won't. But this has been a fun podcast. Thanks very much. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh, love it.